So we're on Isle Martin, which is a community-owned island off the Northwest Highlands of Scotland, and we've been regenerating woodland here for about 34 years, and such is that the trees that were planted are now producing babies. And so this is young holly that was growing in the wrong place. So I'm relocating it to a better place in amongst the hazel and ash, birch and willow right on the edge, right on the coast here. This holly does remarkably well in the salt. So I've dug it out with plenty of soil on its roots because holly doesn't really like being moved around. This is in midwinter now, I mean it's the middle of winter, early January, so it's completely dormant. So there's, with the soil on the roots, there's plenty of microbes because most trees have got soil microbes associated with it. They're mycorrhizal, they help feed the tree and nourish it wherever you plant it. So what I'll do is I'll clear a bit of ground here, which is grass and a bit of bracken. The bracken's now being shaded out, and so give it a nice bare place for to plant the holly in. This is called screefing. So I'm removing the turf on the top. And ideally you want about 1 metre square, and they use a very sharp spade, which this isn't. The more you can remove the competition for the tree, the better. What you don't want to end up doing is cutting the grass around. So I've kind of turned the turf over here. You can even dig the turf and turn it over, which is even better. And you could also, if you want, use some cardboard, lay the cardboard down after you've planted the tree and put any sort of dead organic matter back on there. And what I do is use I've got a root here, use a T-shaped slit to plant. Yeah, there's a few roots in here, but that's okay. So opening up one side of the T and then opening up the other side of the top of the T, pushing back, and that opens up the soil nicely. There's my tree, and there's the wee holly. So you want to plant it so that the roots are hanging straight down. You don't want any J roots. And then when I set it back in like that, hold it in place and just really firm it well, the soil around it. Mark it with a stick so that when you come back, you can weed it and remove anything that's growing over it. There's a nice ash branch that was handily just here, again from the trees that we planted before. So if I brought some cardboard over, I would lay the cardboard down, which would cut out the light, because it's the light that grasses and whatever need to grow. So I've got bracken here that I gathered up, it's dead bracken, which if I put it around the holly, then it helps mark the place and suppress a bit of the grass growth. Because it's couch grass, it will come back up, but the holly's pretty robust, it doesn't mind a bit of shade. Now we don't have to put any tree tubes or guards or anything round this because there isn't any grazing on the island now. So I'm just taking this tube off a holly that was planted about 15 years ago, and so that wee holly that I planted could be about this height in 10-15 years. It's a pretty exposed location from the northwest winds here, so it doesn't grow very fast, but it's looking very healthy.
What sort of wildlife do you think this will attract?
This is a great winter shelter for all sorts of wee birds. There'll be wrens and robins and little tits, and using it all through the winter.